You ever heard the saying, to be comfortable is to learn to sometimes be uncomfortable in certain situations? I want to speak on this topic because I feel like when you guys are going through life, or when we all as a collective go through life, we often come into uncomfortable situations, unpredictable situations, things that, you know, we're not really settled in, from different situations. And I want you guys to generalize this, right? Just think of situations where you felt uncomfortable, whether it might be in a home, whether it might be in a school, whether it might be in any type of setting. And a lot of these things are to not only test us, but also advances and make us better. And sometimes it's okay not to worry too much about certain things, right? Because certain things are temporary, right? Most things in life are temporary. In fact, our life itself is temporary. So anything within our lives will be temporary, right? Nothing lasts forever, right? So when it comes down to thinking like that and understanding that, okay, um, in things, environments that are uncontrolled, or things that might pop up that we might not have control over, certain situations, it's best that we try not to focus on them too much, and we try, and at first you are going to worry about certain situations and things like that, but it's important to try your best to try to release that control over things, or release that, anxiety to want to control the situations. And I from experience, I can say that I'm learning how to do that as well, because I always want to like, not really control everything, but kind of have an influence to where things participate. I try my best to either avoid situations or try to make the best out of situations. So me thinking like that, it causes sometimes to, get overworked when things, don't seem to go a certain way, or things pop up, situations pop up. And I just want to give you guys that reminder, not only for myself but also for others, that it's okay sometimes to just not get too focused on controlling it. I mean, it's more about a mindset to say, look, things gonna happen the way they do. So I was listening to this quote, and it said, ask for things not to happen as you want, but ask for them to happen as they must, or as they are. And this is just kind of a mindset. It doesn't necessarily mean we have to sit back and allow things to happen or allow things to take place. We can most definitely put our best foot forward to try to either prevent a situation from going uh, to the negative side, or um, do our best to influence the situation to, where we want it to go. But in that brief moment that you're out of your control, let's say something happens, God forbid something was to happen while, let's say, you're doing something, and and I'm not speaking on, it doesn't necessarily have to be nothing negative, but it could be positive as well. But it's just about, let's say you're really occupied, or you're far away or something, and you just can't do anything at the moment, right? um Oftentimes we can get to the stressful moment where it can affect our health, it can affect our well-being, and it might be something that probably isn't as serious as we believe it to be, but because we can't alternate it at that moment, we get overwhelmed by it, right? If that makes sense to you guys. I want to just put it crystal clear in this method. When it comes down to things, make sure that you guys are not overly trying to control the situation, especially if you're out of range. Make sure that there is situations where you allow yourself time to um, give yourself a break from controlling situations. Give yourself a break from letting things affect you in a negative light that can also that maybe could damage your health, or damage the way that you think, right? So release control over any situations that could potentially damage your health, and things that you cannot at the moment change or alternate. So yeah, release control over things, right? Don't let things I can't say don't let things get to you, but try your best to um, give yourself time, or give yourself reassurance that, okay, look, so and so, talk to yourself, so and so, this is something that you just can't deal with at the moment. This is something that you just kind of have to let time play out, or this is something that you could potentially work on to alternate to your best favor. But if it doesn't work exactly the way you want it to, try not to get overwhelmed, because it might not be something that needs to get overwhelmed, or something that's worth us losing our health and losing our mindset over, right? So release control over things that especially doesn't seem to serve your highest goals, or things that uh, spirit team, or your ancestors and your higher power might not want you to necessarily stress about, because things do happen for a reason. I just want to put that out there. And as much as we dislike it, things will work out the way that it should work out, not the way we want it to sometimes, but sometimes the way that it should. And in the end, sometimes we do see the bigger picture of it all, right? Negatively or positively, we do see what it affected, and we do see why it went that way. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.